Hello, and thank you for being here today. Today is Tuesday, November 23rd, and this is the daily Catholic reading in which I read the daily scripture and gospel from the daily Mass in the Catholic churches in America. Our saint for today is Saint Clement the First. He was a pope and martyr of the church. Our first reading today is from Daniel chapter 2, lines 31 through 45. Daniel said to Nebuchadnezzar, "In your vision, O king, you saw a statue, very large and exceedingly bright, terrifying in its appearance as it stood before you. The head of the statue was pure gold, its chest and arms were silver, its belly and thighs bronze, the legs iron, its feet partly iron and partly tile. While you looked at the statue, a stone which was hewn from a mountain without a hand, being put to it, struck its iron and tile feet, breaking them to pieces. The iron, tile, bronze, silver, and gold all crumbled at once, fine as the chaff on the threshing floor in summer, and the wind blew them away without leaving a trace. But the stone that struck the statue became a great mountain and filled the whole earth." This was the dream. The interpretation we shall also give in the king's presence. You, O king, are the King of kings. To you the God of heaven has given dominion and strength, power and glory. Men, wild beasts, and birds of the air, wherever they may dwell, he has handed over to you, making you ruler over them all. You are the head of gold. Another kingdom shall take your place, inferior to yours, then a kingdom of bronze, which shall rule over the whole earth. There shall be a fourth kingdom, strong as iron. It shall break in pieces and subdue all these others, just as iron breaks in pieces and crushes everything else. The feet and toes you saw, partly of potter's tile and partly of iron, mean that it shall be a divided kingdom, but yet have some of the hardness of iron. As you saw the iron mixed with clay tile, and the toes partly iron and partly tile, the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly fragile. The iron mixed with clay tile means that they shall seal their alliances by intermarriage, but they shall not stay united, any more than iron mixes with clay. In the lifetime of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed or delivered up to another people. Rather, it shall break in pieces all these kingdoms and put an end to them, and it shall stand forever. That is the meaning of the stone you saw hewn from the mountain, without a hand being put to it, which broke in pieces the tile, iron, bronze, silver, and gold. The great God has revealed to the king what shall be in the future. This is exactly what you dreamed, and its meaning is sure. That is the word of the Lord. Our responsorial today also comes from the book of Daniel, and the response is, "Give glory and eternal praise to him. Bless the Lord, all you works of the land. Praise and exalt him above all forever. Angels of the Lord, bless the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. You heavens, bless the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. All you waters above the heavens, bless the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. All you hosts of the Lord, bless the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever." And again, the response is, "Give glory and eternal praise to him." Our gospel today is according to St. Luke, chapter 21, lines 5 through 11. While some people were speaking about how the temple was adorned with costly stones and votive offerings, Jesus said, "All that you see here, the days will come when there will not be left a stone upon another stone that will not be thrown down." Then they asked him, "Teacher, when will this happen? And what sign will there be when all these things are about to happen?" He answered, "See that you not be deceived, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and 'the time has come.' Do not follow them. When you hear of wars and insurrections, do not be terrified. For such things must happen first, but it will not immediately be the end." Then he said to them, "Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be powerful earthquakes, famines, and plagues from place to place, and awesome sights and mighty signs will come from the sky." And this is the gospel of the Lord. So today, we have two different readings which sound and for all intents and purposes are extremely different, but really lead us to one place. And that place is God's kingdom will rule eternally, and God's kingdom is really the only thing that matters. So be ready. How do we get there? So when Daniel's saying to the king Nebuchadnezzar, and he's talking about his vision, and the king sees this great mighty statue built of all these metals and all these fine items, all of the earth. And he's worshiping this. He's not even worshiping this statue. It's probably a statue of himself for all we know. It doesn't really say. But a rock created by God comes, falls down, and all it does is it breaks the feet of this statue, which is made by man. It crushes the foundation. The rest of the statue falls. And then God's breath coming from the wind blows it all away. But the rock remains, because the rock is God. And I think if we look at this statue and we look at the kingdom of Nebuchadnezzar, this earthly kingdom, and we even look to our own lives in which we think of our own lives as our own earthly kingdoms, we see many great things. And the reality is all these things are given to us from God. But at times we actually may consider ourselves responsible for these things. And I think that's a mistake. If we don't take the time to truly recognize that these are earthly things that are gifts from God, and these are really parts of God's kingdom, He'll take them away. But we must guard against our own desire to have all of this too much and too much of it. It's kind of amazing that no matter how great things can be, if you don't have God first and foremost, center of your life, none of it matters. If God is not the feet of your personal statue, His rock will come and break them, and the rest of the statue will come. His wind will blow, and it will all go away. There is no question about it. I've seen it in my own life, and I could tell countless stories of others who get so tied up in the moment, and then they just lose it all. But then when we look at today's gospel reading from St. Luke, one of the things that we hear from people who don't believe in God is that if there is a God, how can He create death? Why is there suffering? Why is there COVID? And the answer is because He told us there's going to be. Jesus in this gospel is telling us these things are going to come. And really what they are is they're an opportunity for us here on earth to get right with God. And it might be a sign that He's coming, and it very well may just mean a sign that He's coming for us. But either way, it's an opportunity for us to get right with God. And I recently heard a podcast by Bishop Robert Barron in which he was talking about some statistics, and I don't remember the exact numbers and figures, but he was saying that more people got closer to their religion as a result of COVID than they had in quite some time. And that's amazing. But we want to always be getting there sooner and sooner and sooner. And I think the reason why we want to get there and why it's important for us to be there is because we don't know the hour that the Lord is coming. And when we look, we get earthquakes and we see famines throughout the world, and there are plagues. We're still living in a plague with the COVID. Not the COVID, but with COVID. But the sights and mighty signs that are to come from the sky, it's whether we see them in our hearts. And I think the question we have to ask ourselves and truly, truly answer is that if God were coming today, and today is my day of judgment, am I living right? Am I giving everything I have to God? And am I ready for the resurrection? And the only answer to that question is, are you satisfied with how you will be judged by God with how you're living today? Every day I said I have more work to do, but I don't give up. So don't give up. Get right. Get holy. Take a moment. Do something for someone else. Love someone. Forgive someone. And give your life up to God. Whether it be a small sacrifice or whatever it may be. But I hope you enjoyed it today. And I love everyone who watches these videos. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day. And may God bless you. Thanks.